Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Whoopsie Plays the Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing alright, everyone's chilling, going about their day nice and lovely. You know how it is. I'm doing pretty okay myself, I'm gonna be real. Kind of, I swear to you on this one, tired from working out. Not because I feel like every time I talk about how I'm doing, I always say tired, you know what I mean? So I bet people thinking like, this man's a lazy piece of shit, bro. And it's like, no, I swear to you, man, I work out. I'm tired from that. Anyways, today, first day working out with the bench, with the new bench that came in. I'm gonna be real, brother. It felt good. It felt phenomenal to be able to hit chest today. I felt like a zillion bucks afterwards, I'm gonna be honest, you know? And then immediately after, had me a nice omelet, a ham and cheese omelet. It was fire. So overall, I guess you could say I'm doing pretty good right now. You know, I'm chilling. Unfortunately, taking more damage than I'd prefer, but it's cool. Not offended or anything, you know. I'm just kind of bad at the game. She made a sound. Did y'all hear that? Yo, listen's making a sound. When did they give it SFX? Hello? Speed up. Speed.
I'm drowsy.
Yo, that's criminal, right? I'm not joking. Getting that speed down after the speed up is criminal. I guess technically I am 0.03 speed faster, but that should be illegal regardless. That should be very illegal to do to someone like me. You feel me, man? Like, come on. Anyways, though, that aside, it was the first time I actually did the workout. First time I was actually able to work out with the bench, and I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. It like opened up like new opportunities, you know what I mean? My eyes were open. I was able to do a solid, stable shoulder press, incline bench press, chest press, skull crushers. It opened up so many new workouts to me, and honestly, I'm very excited. I don't think I've been this excited since like prime 2021 Tony. You feel me? If y'all ain't aware, I don't think I was in my prime then. I think definitely fitness wise though, I was in my prime. I was pretty much hitting the gym damn near every day. And it felt absolutely great. But now, you know, I'm just regular old Tony who has a job and does other stuff. But I mean, hey, keeping your health up is always a good thing, you know? Know what I mean? Keeping your health up, always good. So, immediately activated. Look at that. Immediately activated. I don't have a bomb. But yeah, besides that though, I'm doing all right, chilling. I remember talking about Marathon last night during the recording. I forgot to finish up the story, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot where I left off. So if you were expecting more on the Marathon, the whole situation, I'll go over it slightly. But essentially, Marathon, you know, there was a call out post being like, hey, they plagiarized my art. Then people were like, oh, you know, this could be fake. We'll have to just wait and see what happens. The official dev team on Twitter was like, yes, this is true. Art was plagiarized. We're gonna handle it. And then everyone was just like, man, this game sucks, you know? One, they're stealing art. And the way that they went about it was like, it appears a former employee of ours has stolen this person's art. And the thing is, every time they make a post, this is, for if you haven't known, this is like the third or fourth time that Bungie has been accused of stealing art, and it has come true. Like it has come out that, yeah, yes, we admit to it. It appears a former employee. So technically, I guess by this speaking, this is the fourth former employee, quote unquote, to have gone and stolen other person's art for their game, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like crazy to think about, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy to think about, like, huh, this is the 4th time this has happened, and it's always a former employee. Maybe you kind of start thinking maybe it's not really a former employee. You feel me? You picking up what I'm putting down? Maybe you start thinking you guys might just trying to be, you guys might just trying, I can't speak, I'm stupid. You guys might just be trying to cover your own ass. And honestly, from the sounds of it, it really seems like that's the case. Is that they kind of are just trying to cover their own ass and be like, hey, it was a former employee, but luckily they're fired now. And it's like, if it's always a former employee, there's something's got to be up, right? You know what I mean? Something's got to be messed up or whatever, if that always seems to be what's happening. I guess. Yeah, why not? You know, it just seems a little crazy to think about it. It just kind of seems a little crazy, doesn't it? That it's happened so many times, and each time it's always a former employee, but it never anyone that actively works there. And they always send out the apology. It kind of makes you think like, maybe this is some sort of pattern that keeps happening that maybe should be addressed. But I'm sure, trust me, I'm sure sometime down the line we're gonna be hit with another Bungie caught in stealing art controversy, because it seems to happen like clockwork every single year. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. Also, oh my god, there was another, this is a rumor, I don't think this is actually confirmed. This is pure speculation, we're going off of rumors here, but I believe it was leaked that the Sony had like cut funding for like paid marketing or whatever. So a lot of people are speculating, like, if this one leak is true, Sony did cut like all funding for paid marketing, there is most likely going to be a delay, because how else are they supposed to, like, you know, go out and spread the word of their new game if they can't market it anymore? You know what I mean? And considering the fact that it is already such an insanely niche genre, I think they're going to need all the marketing they could get to try and get people on board with playing it. But it looks like things might be cooked for Marathon. I'm gonna be real. If it gets delayed again, I think they're gonna be the laughing stock of a whole bunch of Bungie haters. You know what I mean? Bungie haters are gonna be licking their lips right now, you know? And honestly, can I say I blame them? I'm gonna be real, I can't really, brother. It's unfortunate to say, because I enjoy Bungie games, but I mean, what else can you do? You feel me? Hey, oh, Golden Mom. There we go, baby. Too easy. I hate how those guys get so much armor, dude. Like, you saw that, right? He had like super armor, bro. Ultra armor, dare I say. You moron. Oh, come on, bro. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. I'm over here trying to fight for my life. Actively fight for my freaking life right now, bro. Lord almighty. Honestly, I'm very not worried. Let's see. 8 charges is what we need for that. Okay, just wondering. Because I need a spirit heart ASAP. I'm gonna be real. This item sucks. Can I be honest? This item kind of blows. I don't like it at all. Alright, we got a pill. Alright, what's the point? What's the point of existing, brother? Okay. Jesus Christ, dude. We'll be fine. Thank you. It's okay, I guess. I don't freaking know, man. But yeah. Okay, you know, let's pop you. Empress, sick nasty. I'm gonna take you. You're better. But yeah, that's about like all the info I kind of got on the whole marathon situation. Is it looks like the game might potentially be getting delayed, and in general, not everyone is a fan of it. I don't blame them. I'm gonna be real. I don't blame people for not liking the game and how it's maybe looking to turn out. You feel me? Because it's looking to turn out to be not a piece of crap. I trust me. I am 99% sure, as with most games, you know, I'm gonna be real here. My personal thoughts, but I'm pretty sure most games, when they're being made, the people developing them actually, like, you know, want to make a good game. You feel me? I'm pretty sure most games that are made, people actively want to try and make it an enjoyable, fun experience. But some decisions don't get made by them. You know what I mean? Some decisions to add certain things, that's like a head honcho sort of deal. You feel me? I am very pro developer. Personally. You know what I mean? Me personally, I am very pro developer. And I'm very anti you know, what is it? Like Mr. Moneybags making 40 times the dev salary, making and be like, you know what, bro? What if we cut this content and then use it for DLC later down the line? I think that would be great. You feel me? It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Thank you, little bro. I'm pretty sure the developer isn't out here wanting to make the worst game known to man. You feel me? But I mean, shit, money talks, you know. Unfortunate, but it just sucks that I think Marathon could have been absolutely amazing if it didn't go the extraction shooter route and decided to go, I mean, what a Marathon initially was, you know what I mean? A freaking, like, just a first-person shooter with a story, with a very complex and interesting story. But, you know, first-person shooter with a story nonetheless, you feel me? Unfortunate to watch such a good game concept be turned into mush. You know, speaking of, though, a good game concept, it's been a minute since I've talked about any games I've been actively playing recently. I've mentioned offhand I've kind of started to play a little bit of Destiny again. I've still been practicing Metroid Dread. I haven't gotten the time to do a brand like full run as of yet, but I have been wanting to, one, and also I've just been practicing other stuff, so you know, I don't have the full time to do a full run. Yeah, it only takes like an hour and some change if I'm doing it right, but sometimes I don't have an hour and some change to spend on the Moid, one might say, on the Metroid. Nah. Oh, my bad. I wasn't looking. I was looking away real quick. My apologies. But I mean, Maybe I'll play. Not maybe. Today's Memorial Day, so I have more chances to mayhaps play some Dread. We'll see how I'm feeling about the future of the day. Mainly just because my brother's coming over, so I think I want to spend time with my family. You feel me? But besides that, though, for the most part, I don't think it's been a minute since I've actually gone on about games I enjoy or something like that. You know what I mean? And I like to talk about a variety of different topics, but I feel like recently I've either A, focusing on Isaac, or B, focusing on, like, you know, just my opinions on life and such and such. But games, brother, let me tell y'all, me personally, I've been looking for a long time for a good zombie game. It's not that I don't think Black Ops 6 sucks, or like Black Ops 6 is bad. Some people might be like, Tony, it's a Call of Duty game, they're all bad, you know, whatever. Me personally though, I enjoy any game with zombies in it. So I've been looking, I've been trying to find, hey, what's a new game with zombies in it that I haven't played? You know what I mean? I'm always into playing some classics like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 6, you know, all the other COD zombies, Left 4 Dead, stuff like that. But me personally, just who I am as a person, I like to search out for the new. I love to support any like new game coming out and stuff like that, you know? So I've been looking, I'm not gonna lie, these past couple days, past every once in a while, I always check, I'm always looking, always on the search for what is a good game that's out right now. Let's check it out, shall we? Now, unfortunately, I will say, haven't found any new games coming out that really interest me in the zombie genre, but there was one game I found. It was recommended to me. Not really recommended to me, actually. It was a game that I found on the Steam page of like the zombie tag, because that's where I go to find some new zombie games every once in a while. I just check the new zombies tag, see what's up, you know. And I found this new game. It looked pretty cool. It was called Nights Within. Dude, hello, I got telefragged. That should be illegal as fuck. But I found this game called Nights Within. Now, if you've heard about this game, you might know what I'm about to say. But it is essentially this weird idea cooked up by, I don't know the guy's name, but it's like, I'm pretty sure not made by like a full team of people. I think it's like one dude who just is developing this game as like a passion project or whatever. But it's called Nights Within, and it's essentially, you are a knight and you have a gun and you have a sword. You know, you have a melee weapon and you have a gun. And what's the dealio? You just go around doing like Helldivers like objectives, and then you, each time you finish one of the objectives, a little totem appears and you get to choose an upgrade. You can either choose one of the two given to you, one of the two randomly given to you, or if you don't like any of them, hit random and get a random upgrade from like an assorted list or whatever. It is, I'm gonna be real with you, genuinely one of the best like horror, not horror, like zombie, you know, any game where you just shoot a whole bunch of brain dead enemies. I don't think they're zombies, but they are like, you know, it's a horde shooter sort of deal, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be real with you, playing it, it's mad fun. It came out, I think 2024, and I got it recommended to me in the, you know, this year, 2025. And bro's been updating the game for like a year straight. That is what made me so excited about looking at it, because I was like, hold on, this guy is like actively making this game, one, but the last update came out like earlier in May, you know what I mean? Last update came out like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, hold up, this might be peak. Let me try it. Let me give it a try. And I play one round and I'm like, bro, this game is cinema. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. This game is cinema. It's a horde shooter. It has roguelike elements in its upgrades. There's like other upgrade paths you can take outside of game. Like I'm like a path of the headhunter cavalier guy. It is, I'm not even joking when I say this, bro. It is such a good game. Genuinely, if you are a fan, if you find yourself a fan of like the horde shooter genre, I think it's a must play. It's very fun. And honestly, it felt really good to play because it's kind of that game where it's like, you know, there's no real objective. You know what I mean? Like, there's no end to the horde shooting, I'm pretty sure. It just keeps going. As long as you can survive the objective, you can keep going. It's fun to play a game that has that, no outward objective to like kind of shoot towards, and just have fun just mindlessly, you know, shooting zombies or whatever, bro. It's fun. It's great. And honestly, not only is it like mindlessly shooting zombies, the melee combat isn't like bad by any stretch of the word. It's got solid melee combat. Good enough to where it got a friend of mine who is like, brother, that shit should land you prison time. Anyways, my anger aside, it got a friend of mine who is like vehemently against shooters. Like I'm talking, he does not like shooters at all. He thinks they're boring. He more enjoys like the fantasy kind of games, you know, where it's like sword and board sort of deal. I don't blame him. Me personally though, unfortunate, because I feel like a lot of games that I play are shooters. So our overlap of shared games is very, very small, which is unfortunate because I like playing games with my friend. Unfortunately though, we can't really play many games together because we just don't have that strong of an overlap. I mean, I shouldn't, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say this because it might seem like I'm dissing my friend, which I don't mean to be. It's, you know, if anything, maybe just like something that bugs me, but I'm not, come on, I can't slander him. He ain't even here to defend himself. So, regardless, what I was saying beforehand, the game is very fun. The game is very good. It got him, who, like I said, he don't even like shooters like that. It got him to play because the melee part of the game. Honestly, I feel like most games that come out, when there's like a melee aspect to it, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, in this game, there's melee combat and gun combat. I feel like the melee takes a second hand to all the shooting aspect, which is unfortunate because then you have someone like my friend who doesn't like shooters. Oh, this game has melee combat. Oh, the melee combat is trash, you know? Why would you want to play it? Instead, it's got someone like him excited, you know, willing to play because the melee combat is well thought out, well made, very strong, very good. And it's just like, bro, you actually got my friend to play a game I never thought he would play. You know what I mean? It's so cool. I should kill myself. I'm excited, Pill. End it all, end it all, end it all. Nope. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. This room should be criminal. This room should be outlawed by the Geneva Convention or something, right? Stop rotating like that, weirdo. There you go. Jesus Christ. All right, we need to try and find a red heart, actually. Thinking about it, we need to try and find a red heart. We are very low. We're looking worse for wear. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, but my bad. Like I was saying though, very fun game, dude. It honestly, it's my like not new obsession, but it's my new like. This is a fun game. Let's just play this. You know what I mean? Talking to my friend like, oh, here's a game we should play. It's very enjoyable. We just play some Nights Within. Interesting. I don't think this torn pocket is good, but I mean, we could try. We could try. Always try, always try. Here, I'm blow this up real quick. Hey-oh. Nice. Alright, now that we blew that up, hold on, let's go over here. See if we don't maybe get something out of this. I got really loud in the microphone, my apologies. I don't know why or how. Blow this up. That shit is trash, bro. That shit is fucking trash. What was the point? What was the point? That was bad. It wasn't even good. It was just horrible. Like, not even in a funny way. It was just horrible. But yeah, I get honestly, I guess it has low-key been an obsession because I've been fiending to play it. That's been my new game. I'll be real. Besides, like doing a raid on Destiny or something. Don't get me started on raids. Lord Almighty. But just very fun. Honestly, though, if I'm gonna be real, it's really scratching this itch that another game that I think was slated to come out 2025. It was announced. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. Called Blight Survival. I think it's like that kind of game. Might be thinking Tony Mimi, that kind of game. I think that game was also like, I think slated to kind of be that sort of dealio. And by that sort of dealio, I mean, you know, a game in a similar aspect where it is a like zombie horde shooter, but this time I don't think there were guns. I think it was just you are a knight and you got a whole bunch of zombies to kill and you do it, you know? I was hoping that was gonna be like that new, you know, that new game to play. Especially considering, in my opinion, I think we have a large gap in the zombie like horde shooter genre. You drop this shit. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Get me out of that room, bro. That's criminal. No, this room is criminal. Never mind. No, it is! Okay. Okay. Dude, I hate this area, man. Can I say that? This area is the mausoleum? Whatever you want to call it, Fortnite, bro. This place sucks, dude. This place genuinely sucks. Of course I would leave Torn Pocket right there. Okay, and then we lock him in. And then we just lock him in again. There you go. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Okay, my bad. I feel like me having to deal with that absolute struggle there has... I haven't been speaking on what I wanted to speak on. And honestly, I forget now. God damn it. Oh, Flight Survival. I think we're missing a very large... There's a genre that I thoroughly enjoy that is like the zombie horde shooter. Doesn't necessarily have to be zombies. You know, games like Left 4 Dead, where you just get chased down by a horde of zombies and you kill the horde of zombies. It's a very fun game. Honestly, I'm not even gonna say it's like... You know, I don't want to say it's an easy genre to like make a game for. But there's no game out right now. I guess that fills that void that was left by the Left 4 Dead series. You could say Back 4 Blood. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the whole Back 4 Blood card system sort of deal, you know what I mean? I'd much rather just have a game that I can play where it's like, yeah, the whole game is you shoot zombies, you get from one point of the story thing to the other, you have hordes to deal with, you know? And there you go. I don't want to deal with like a roguelike deck builder card system someone like not half-ass implemented, but you know. It's like I just don't care. I don't care for this. You feel me? Personally, I just don't care for this. Is not what I play Left 4 Dead. This is not what I want in Back 4 Blood. I just give me a campaign to play with zombies in it, and you'll find me a good customer, you know what I mean? I will support the game. I still play Left 4 Dead now, however many years after that game's been out. Because it's a good game. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Oh my lord. This is supposed to go to Beast and I'm gonna fail. Which is embarrassing because I'm gonna be real, this ain't even that hard, you know what I mean? Like, I'm Magdalene, I have the most HP. Why am I struggling so hard right now? The wonders of Gehenna. The wonders of Gehenna, how beautiful. Of Mausoleum. Just give me a bomb, bro. Bada boom. Bada boom. Bada boom. Nope. Bada boom. There you go. I guess it's good. I don't really. Man, I'm gonna die. Chariot, Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, the Tower. Honestly, here's what we're gonna do. Tower, Chariot. Was his plan genius? Question mark. Why did I do that again? Sure. Why did I use that item again? I don't remember. Ace of Clubs, a whole bunch of enemies. There you go. There we go. I'm gonna die if I take that. I can't. Can't take it. There you go. Nice, nice. There's another thing. Wasn't there a tinted rock in here, right? No. There was a tinted rock somewhere. And one here, right? Yes. Right there. Yes, yes, yes. Yes! Small rock. We are genuinely done for, bro. The album is done for. All right. Drop you. Of the hanged man.
Spent it. It's gone. Just get over it.
I don't even know. I don't need the hanged man. I can't pick up the hanged man. I have to take this. Judgment. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Okay. We might not beat Dogma. I think if I'm good enough, we can make it to Beast. But I might not beat Dogma. Oh, I feel like I keep getting caught off track because of the fact that I'm fighting for my life right now. But yeah, I miss games like Left 4 Dead. Back 4 Blood just ain't the same, really. You know, if I'm gonna be honest, it really just isn't the same as Left 4 Dead. And I'm not gonna have someone telling me it is, cause it's just not. Cause it's just fucking not. It doesn't take a genius to see that. Now, I will say, I am not the world's biggest Back 4 Blood hater. That would have to go to, what's that one YouTube account, like Crobcat or whatever? You guys have definitely seen the videos of his before. Essentially, the video is he makes content that is like, hey, this game when advertised versus this game now, or a past entry in this game series versus one released today. Essentially, the entire Crobcat YouTube account just reads to me as old good, new bad sort of deal. Because specifically, there's one video that comes to mind, and that is the it's one that was made where it's like, what is it? It's one that he made. The whole thing is, it's like what's it, Back 4 Blood lacks, like, Steam was the reason that Left 4 Dead was so like good. You know, Valve was the reason Left 4 Dead was such a good game, which I mean makes sense because, you know, they made the game. But from what I know, I don't know. I always hear word of mouth stuff. I don't know how true any of these statements are. But like, the Back 4 Blood devs were former Valve employees. And I will say, the whole shooting zombies sort of deal, or not, they're not zombies in Back 4 Blood, but you know, just the horde based thing, I think that's fun. I don't think it's horrible. It's fun. I enjoy it. Just not as much as Left 4 Dead, but I enjoy it. But you know, the video is essentially like, hey, let's compare Back 4 Blood to Left 4 Dead. Look at it. Back 4 Blood is so much worse. It is awful. We should harass the devs. Not that part. But like, it's like this game it is so bad, and the reason why is because it was Valve. You know, Valve is the reason this game was good, and this game is awful. I mean, look at it. They can't even like match up things compared to Left 4 Dead sort of deal. And it's like, my brother, I'm gonna be real with you. Left 4 Dead makes sense, but they also like you can't compare, you know? You can't compare the two, brother. In that aspect sort of deal. I guess you can, to a degree. Anyways, another one that I thought was really dumb is it was a video on like Far Cry, how like in Far Cry 2 the game was so much more realistic and so much more other cool stuff. And one of the examples I remember seeing was that in Far Cry 2, if you throw a Molotov on the grass, it'll like burn the grass. And then in like modern Far Cry, if you do that, it won't burn the grass. And it's like, oh my fucking god. Like, shut up, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to be like mean, but it's like, who cares? I'm all for enjoying the little details. You know what I mean? I'm all for enjoying the little details in games. That's me with Destiny a lot of the time. That's me with Halo a lot of the time. Me with Metroid a lot of the time. I think is really cool. You know? I understand enjoying the little things in the game. But like, because you can't burn the grass, the game is bad, you know? And then like, you might be thinking, Tony, he's just pointing out how much love and care was put into the other games, and the new games you know, they just don't have that. And it's like, I think they got it in different aspects, one, but also like two, the air around those videos, you know, the way the videos feel, the way they like not read, but you know, the way it seems, you can pick up that there's sort of like the old games were so much better because of these little details. And it's like, I think that might be true in some aspects, but I would definitely say I would much rather prefer to play like one of the newer Far Cry's compared to one of the older Far Cry's, you know what I mean? Like, I would play, this is 1 over, but I would play 3 over 2, you feel me? And a part of me just doesn't get it. A part of me just don't, I don't get that YouTube account, bro. It just seems like anytime a remake comes out, it always just seems like it's, hey guys, look at this remake. Look at how bad this remake is. Look at how bad this new thing is compared to the old thing. Never anything good. You know, I notice a severe lack of coverage of, you know, Metroid Prime Remastered sort of deal, you know, being on there, considering that game is one of the, Metroid Prime is like, I think the world's first 11 out of 10 game. You know what I mean? Anyone who's played it, you know what I'm talking about. Metroid Prime is the world's first 11 out of 10 game. I noticed a severe lack of coverage regarding that when I was out. You feel me? I feel like no one ever talks about anything positive anymore. Tony, ain't nothing positive to talk about. Yes, there are a lot of things positive to talk about, you know? Why make your 80th look at this video, look at this game, it looks so bad compared to the old game, when you can be like, look at this remake, look at this new game, it is such a step up compared to the old games, you feel me? And it's like, shut up, you know, just shut the hell up, bro. It's that same mentality that like, I share some sentiment in this mentality. I will explain myself, but the game known as Monster Hunter World, that game came out. It was a great game. People loved it. It was beloved by the gaming community at large, and I would say a large chunk of Monster Hunter players in general, Monster Hunter players. But there's also a specific group of people that are out there and think Monster Hunter World is like one of the worst Monster Hunter games to ever come out or whatever. Or, you know, stuff like, what is it? Okay, let's go. Or stuff where it's like, what's it called? Monster Hunter World is a bad game compared to the past Monster Hunter. Like, you know, like they'd be like, I'd rather play this old Monster Hunter, you know, Freedom Unite or whatever, compared to World. And I'm gonna be real with you, I think in some aspects, you know, it might not be as good as some of the old games, but if we're talking as a whole, if we're gonna like, you know, take the whole as the whole part, Monster Hunter World is way better than a lot of those older games. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it a stack. As I'm not the #1 Monster Hunter World defender. I'm a GU apologist, you know, through and through. I'm a GU fan. I will never not glaze the ever-living shit out of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. If you were to have me compare World to Ultimate, I'd be like, it's crazy because World is such a step down compared to GU. You feel me? Do I actually believe that? I don't think it's a step down. I just think GU is just so goated. It's so peak that it can't be competed with. But you know, there's someone that will look you straight in the eye and be like, Monster Hunter World is a bad game in the Monster Hunter franchise. It's like, no, it's not. It's really not, brother. If anything, the only gripe that I have about Monster Hunter World, there's 2 gripes I have with Monster Hunter World, thinking about it. The only 2 gripes I have with that game is this. One, the weapon designs are kind of severely lacking compared to any past entry. Monster Hunter World suffers from a large problem of every weapon looks like a piece of iron, you know, like the iron variant of the weapon, the basic version, with the monster's parts stapled onto it. What the final boss of the base game, Xeno'jiva, its gear was iron armor with just its monster parts stapled onto it. It's the final boss of the game, by the way. It's the final boss of base game world. It has one of the worst weapon designs. It has one of the worst weapon designs in the franchise history. And unfortunately, a lot of weapons in Monster Hunter World suffer from that problem of having just horrible design compared to any other game. Sucks, but that's how it is. Now, I will say, and I'll, as a compliment sandwich here, I will say one good thing about Monster Hunter compared to every other game: the fluidity in which you attacking, fighting people in that game, fighting monsters in that game feels amazing. It feels phenomenal because the gameplay aspect of World is so good. You know what I mean? Great sword users are in love with the true charge slash, and for good reason. It is one of the greatest things that Greatsword has going for it. The animation, the way it feels to use, the hit stun, it is amazing. It's phenomenal. Compare that to like Generations Ultimate. I will say I'm a Greatsword user in Generations Ultimate. I love using Greatsword all the time. I don't think it has nearly as much aura as like Monster Hunter World Greatsword. You know what I mean? The best thing about GU Greatsword is Valor Stance with like Brimstone Slash. You know what I mean? That's like the best thing I could say going about it. And I don't mean that in a bad way either. It's the best thing, and it's really fun. It's really good to use, but it's nowhere near true charge slash levels in terms of like Monster Hunter World. Now, to go on to the second negative thing I dislike about Monster Hunter World, it is the fact that a lot of its end game armor sets are essentially just new content. Because it was the first Monster Hunter game to be, I don't want to say live service because I don't think that's how it World was, but it was the first Monster Hunter game to essentially get content updates while the game was out. You know what I mean? Monster Hunter Generations was a game that came out. It got some event quests, and then Generations Ultimate is like technically a new game. You know what I mean? It's a brand new game. Compare that to what's it called? World came out, it was a new game, and then later on they updated it. They updated Worlds to give it more content. That never happened in any other previous Monster Hunter besides like maybe event quests. And even then, I don't think that's true. I think event quests just kind of came like hardwired onto the cartridge. Or you downloaded them. You downloaded it online. It was your own extra downloadable content that you got. But anyways, that aside though, you know, talking about that aside, Monster Hunter World, first game to come with content that was rolled out. A month, 2 months, 3 months after the game released, it was still getting content drops. It, in my opinion, suffered from the whole ordeal of how do we make our players play the new content that we released? We have to make the gear good. It's a game about getting gear, so the new content has to have good gear. If it doesn't, then what happens? No one wants to play the new content. And so, in my opinion, the game's entire endgame suffered from, damn it, just new content coming out, and the new content had to be better than the rest. What's the best thing to fight Elatrion? It is Safi'jiiva armor, or Safi'jiiva weapons. What's the best thing to fight Safi'jiiva? Fatalis weapons. What's the best thing to fight Fatalis? Fatalis weapons. You know what I mean? It just... Oh, I didn't mean to restart. It just keeps going in that aspect. The best thing to fight the new monster is the... What's it called? The best thing to fight one monster is the next monster's gear. And it sucks. Because if we're talking endgame other games, there was a variety of different sets you can do. Although most people probably like relied on the set or something like that. But you know, that's just me going over that. Anyways, Pickup. Anyways, want to thank y'all for watching. If you guys did enjoy, I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time of viewing this. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.